Now at 11:30, the Ventura County Sheriff's Office has announced new charges against a former LAPD detective accused in a decades-old case in Thousand Oaks. The suspect was convicted and served time in prison for similar crimes in 1994, but was released in 2020 after serving just a fraction of his sentence.
KTLA's Kimberly Chang was at the news conference and joins us with more on these new charges. Hi, Kimberly.
Hi, yes, Ventura County officials say that this former LAPD detective is back behind bars again for a crime that he allegedly committed decades ago. Take a look at his photo that they released at a news conference just a short while ago. This is Michael Douglas Brambles. He was previously convicted for robbery and sexual assaults back in 1996. He was sentenced to 102 years in prison, but was granted parole about 6 years ago. Now, that was in LA County. Ventura County officials say that Brambles allegedly robbed and raped a woman here in Thousand Oaks, identified only as SW, back in 1994, but the DA ended up dismissing that case with the expectation that he'd be locked up for life. Fast forward, they were doing testing on old rape kits as part of a federal grant, and when they got to SWs, they determined that Brambles was back on the streets. They reached out to her and she agreed to reopen her case. Brambles was arrested yesterday in Santa Maria, where it's believed he was spending his retirement. Now, SW says Brambles held her at gunpoint in her gift shop as she was closing the store alone, restrained her, and raped her.
The justice that I and his other victims deserved was denied when he was only required to serve a fraction of the sentence he earned. I am thankful to have this opportunity to now seek justice for myself and for his other victims. I am here on behalf of other victims of sexual assault to let them know that they are not alone.
Now, the DA, Eric Nasarenko, said Brambles turned on his badge and oath to the public. Brambles worked with LAPD from 1971 until 1994 when he retired. He'd been part of an organized intelligence unit and Vice in Hollywood. Now, in 1996, as I mentioned, Brambles was convicted by a jury in LA County of 18 counts of armed robbery, assault with a deadly weapon, and multiple sex crimes, including forcible rape.
Based on the law and that 102-year sentence, a decision was made by our office in 1998 to dismiss our outstanding case because there was no practical or useful purpose in pursuing a separate prosecution against someone who we expected would spend the rest of his life behind bars.
Now, if convicted as currently charged, he could face 12 years to life in state prison. He's currently being held on $2 million bail in the Santa Barbara area. We're told that he's going to be transported back to Ventura County, where he will be facing an arraignment in court either today, but more likely tomorrow. Reporting live, I'm Kimberly Chang, KTLA 5 News.
Kimberly, thanks.